Hey, this is Nick, and welcome to Immensity Sessions. This is a series of conversations that my team and I are going to be having with artists, managers, other music tech companies, and people that work all over the music industry. We're going to be talking about music technology, talking about the industry, talking about all things music. Today, I am really excited to be joined by an amazing independent artist, CAROLENA. So just a quick little backstory. You and I, we met back in August. We were still building Immensity. We needed some artists to help us test the app while we were still in development. I met your manager, Garb, who is awesome. She's been so great to work with, and she introduced us. I was super thankful because ever since then I've been following your music and I love it. You are an incredible singer, an incredible songwriter, piano player, guitar player, ukulele player, and producer. So I'm really curious, what was your first instrument and what influenced you to get started in music?
Well, my first instrument was piano. I started at a really young age, and then I ended up picking it back up again once singing became more serious to me, which was in about 5th grade. One of my teachers decided to believe in me a little extra and pushed me to do a solo at one of the school concerts. I was like, I really think I want to pursue this more seriously. And then it became my life. Piano has definitely been something that has amplified not only my songwriting, but my singing. It's a very therapeutic instrument. It's a great instrument to start with because it can definitely help you to get to know all the other instruments.
I totally agree. It's all of Western music in one instrument.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the sync placements that you've gotten. You've been collaborating with Quentin Koblenz, who is a really talented songwriter, producer. He's the creative director at Music Makers, which is this really cool, hand-curated music catalog that's globally distributed by BMG. Tell me a little bit about what that collaboration has been like and what your process has been for writing these songs that clearly have licensing potential as they've already gotten placed.
It's been great. It's just a small team, composers, singers, artists. Each project that we put out is an album, and usually those albums are tailored to a specific genre. The ones that I've specifically worked on have leaned more towards, R&B and pop, as well as EDM. I focus more on writing top line, which essentially is melody and lyrics. I'll have a bank of instrumental tracks to choose from, and then whichever ones I really vibe and connect with, I end up writing on top of. What I love about Music Makers is that they encourage the artistry and the collaborative experience just as much as focusing on pitching for sync. I've really enjoyed writing for Music Makers because it's not too far off from the integrity of the way that I would approach writing my own music.
So you've been releasing one single a month since July. That's a lot of work. What has helped you stay motivated and inspired in such a crazy year? Yeah,
staying motivated in 2020 was definitely difficult. There were a lot of ups and downs. In all of the self-doubt and in all of the exploration and reflection and introspection, it comes down to breaking yourself down in order to build yourself back up. I'm so much closer to myself and my brand and my artistry than I ever have been because of all of those tough moments throughout this past year. So staying motivated, it was difficult, but through those difficult times, I was able to find joy in my trials. Therefore, using music as the cathartic experience that it is. The motivation has to come from remembering why we even do music in the first place and the love for it.
So you mentioned your brand. I actually want to talk a little bit more about that. I think you do an excellent job with your overall digital footprint. Your Instagram looks amazing. You're utilizing a lot of tools that I think a lot of other artists who I've spoken to are sleeping on, like Patreon, like Sound Better, even like Audio Mac. You're getting on some really cool playlists on that platform. What are some of your top strategies or top priorities when it comes to building up your digital brand?
My manager, Garb, has helped tremendously in that area. As a creative person, you want to spend most of your energy writing and being able to experience. Garb has helped me specifically with looking at every avenue possible that could potentially amplify my art, my music. How can we engage with people more? How can we really gain that fan? How can we spread the message that we're trying to spread? We sit down and we discuss what is going to be the most beneficial way to not only give back to the listener, but to also reach more listeners.
All right, so last question. What is the best advice or the best insight you've gotten on navigating the music industry?
There are 3 key things that I can think of. The first thing is to not compare your timeline to other people. Stay focused on your strengths and bring those out in the best way you know how to. The second thing is to not try to be so controlling over every single avenue. Find your core team. Find people that you trust. The third thing which is extremely important in navigating the music industry, is learn the business. Learn a little bit about law, like how to read a contract, study marketing, learn a little bit about management. Walking into any sort of space where you're negotiating a deal or you're in a recording studio, you want to feel confident.
That is amazing advice all around.
Definitely.
Carolene, thanks a ton for doing this. This was really fun.
Absolutely, anytime. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Immensity. I look forward to the growth.
Thanks for taking some time to watch this. Go check out Carolena. You can find her all over the internet, carolenamusic.com, Patreon. Find her on Instagram, all social media. If you're interested in collaborating with her, you can reach out to her on Sound Better. Please leave a comment if there are any other artists or people who work in music that you think would be interested in linking up with us over here at Immensity. Leave a comment if there are any questions that you want us to ask in any of these future conversations. Again, thanks for checking us out, and stay tuned for more.